You're locked in to Independent Grind on Dash Radio. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern for the latest hip-hop news, music, and interviews. Independent Grind only on Dash Radio, baby. Tech N9ne!
All right, we are on the phone with King ISO. We appreciate you taking the call. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing all right. I guess we'll kind of start from the beginning. You're obviously close with Strange and Tech, but let's just start from the beginning of just how you got into rapping and where you're from.
Okay, cool. I'm a Navy brat, man. I moved around a bunch of times. I was born in Newport, Rhode Island. I lived in Baltimore, Maryland for a little bit, Virginia and Pennsylvania, and then moved to Omaha, Nebraska. This is where I predominantly grew up. This is, this is where I've been for a good majority of my life. So, yeah. And I got into music. I want to say I really started thinking about doing music. I really fell in love with it myself by 1999. In 1999, I believe. Yeah.
Were you in high school at the time, or when was that?
Oh no, I was probably 1999. How old was I? I had to be like 10 or 11 years old or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I was born in 89. Yeah, so yeah. My stepfather, man, he played a lot of rap music, hip hop, and he played everybody, man, from Eric B. Rakim to LL Cool J, Will Smith, and then the Tupacs and the Bone Thugs. So he pretty much let me hear everything I needed to hear, you know what I'm saying, from Big Daddy Kane, Curtis Blow, you know what I mean, taught me about the art form, showed me the craft, showed me the foundations of it, and I fell in love with it, and I wanted to do it myself, you know what I mean?
How did they take it when you, I guess, started rapping or got the thought of starting to rap?
You know what, they always told me to go for it, but a lot of stuff that came with being a young cat trying to rap for 13 when I really, really started trying to do it. For 3 years I messed with it and wrote, you know what I'm saying? But when you're 13 years old and you're running around and you're fresh to gang bang and you're coming home smelling weed and all this dumb stuff is going on, you know what I'm saying? It's the environments that it put me around that my mom, you know what I'm saying, my step-pops weren't too fond of. But they always said, leave the negative shit alone, do it, if you're going to do it for real, but don't get tied up into all the, negativity that comes with it. And I still need to follow that to this very day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For real. Mm-hmm.
Was there a bunch of people in Omaha rapping at the time? Did you have people you were looking up to, or was it just kind of you and your homies?
Oh, yeah. I had a couple of homies that I went to school with, but it really was my older cousin. His name is Snake, Mario Snake, Snake Lucci. That's what he goes by. He was in prison for bank robbery at the time, and this is my favorite cousin, man. You know what I'm saying? So he called me. When he was, I think he was getting ready to touchdown. I think he was getting ready to go to a halfway house or something like that. And he was like, "I'm doing this rapping thing when I get out." And I didn't tell him that I wanted to rap, but he was spitting bars to me over the phone, and I was like, "Damn, that's dope." And he said when he get out, he was going to record and really try to do it. So when he touched down, he had went to a studio and let me hear his songs. And I was just like, yo, can I come with you? You know what I'm saying? Can I check it out? And shit, I ended up recording my first song. And it was a rap ever since.
What was that like for you to sort of hop in the studio first time? Were you nervous, excited, ready to go? Or was it sort of just you had to say, fuck it, I'll do it anyway?
Man, it was all of the above, man. You know what I'm saying? You never really know until you're okay, you're being recorded, and you're like, oh shit, all right, hold on, let me do that again. You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah. I had a lot of anxiety, but I was excited because I was like, this is a chance to have my own version of music. I love hip hop so much, so then I've learning how to count bars, learning what a hook is. Learning how to break down, the sounds of a beat. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot to learn, but it just clicked for me. You know what I'm saying? It really just clicked. But hell yeah, man, that was a crazy experience.
at that time, did you think that like this is a possible career choice, or was it just fun at the time and that's what it was?
Well, like I knew that once I did it and how good people told me I was, and I knew they weren't blowing smoke, because out here in Omaha, our rap scene is very, very like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real gutter and clicky and a lot of beef and spite. You know what I'm saying? But it's beautiful because there's so much talent. But I feel like damn near every place, like a Omaha or Kansas City or like a Detroit, those inner Midwest places, it's or just pretty much anywhere. I can only imagine California, New York, but like the local scene, everybody's trying to climb to the top. So it was a lot of hatred and bullshit that was going on, and I knew at that very moment that this is what I wanted to do. But I was just like, I got to figure out how to do this shit without all this extra shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is somebody really going to help me do shows? Somebody really going to help me get into, on a tour or actual getting a product out? You know what I'm saying? It was it's tough, and I feel like everybody goes through that still to this day. But it was just a matter of finding the right people, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Kansas City is definitely the same way, just with all the guys that are doing it now. There's definitely some good ones, but if you're not a part of that clique or whatever, like a lot of times people don't want anything to do with you. And I think that's kind of like the problem. I feel like that's kind of like the problem with maybe the Midwest
smaller
scene
markets
in general.
Or just smaller markets in general.
Smaller markets in general, yeah. It's like people not wanting to really like work with you. Or someone gets a little bit of success and then everybody wants to attach themselves to that guy or whatever instead of doing it.
Right. It's tough.
So when you got into high school and stuff, you were kind of taking it more seriously and everything?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. Was it 8th grade? Going into 9th grade. I had my first song. I did like 2 songs on I had them on a CD. We used to walk around the little CD Walkman. That's funny. CD Walkmans, damn, I ain't seen one of those in a minute. But I had I had the CD Walkman, the non-skip joint, so you could bump into somebody and the motherfucker would skip. I had a dope ass CD Walkman. So I'm in study hall and shit, and people are like, what do you listen to? You know, everybody asks everybody to listen to. So I, slide the headphones on them, and they're like, "This you?" And then words started spreading around school. It was like, that kid right there, be rapping and shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's always 4 or 5 rappers at school, and they would always cipher, and I'm scared as fuck to jump into the ciphers. So one day they just were like, "Come over there, man." I'm rapping and shit, and I used to really I started off rapping like, I want to say like a crazy bone, because I really just like, I love Tupac, I love Eminem, but like what really hit me was like the chopper shit. I thought it was a Midwest, with Twisted Do or Die on it. Speaking of Tech, so all of them, I really was into all of their music, and I loved the double time shit. I thought it was difficult. I thought you had to be talented to, anybody could say a slow flow, but to be able to, it makes sense and it's dope. I wanted to do that, so I ciphering at the table, sounding like Crazy Bone. They made fun of me. He sound like Bone Thugs. He sound like, what I'm saying? But like, I that's when I defined my own style and shit. But yeah, that's when. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really was getting serious in high school.
Were you listening to like the same stuff that your friends were listening to, or people at your high school were listening to?
I want to say I was. I mean, when I was in high school, who was popping? It was like, that's when rap was really bar heavy. Everybody was into metaphors and punchlines. So it was like Cassidy was popping at the time. I know Jadakiss was really doing his thing. Eminem was still killing shit. 50 Cent was running shit. The whole G Unit clique, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck. Everybody was kind of into that, that real bar heavy thing. And I was into that, but I'm over here listening to Tech N9ne and Twista, and Bone Thugs. But I still listen to all that. But my approach to it was I wanted to rap fast. So everybody would kind of like, "Man, you rap too fast." Everybody kept saying, "You rap too fast. You rap too fast." But yeah, people used to make fun of me too for listening to that shit. They was like, "You can't even understand what they're saying." I'm like, "Oh shit, I can." Like, it's dope. I like this shit. Like, I like y'all maybe y'all listen a little bit faster.
You mentioned, having a Walkman, and that kind of took me back. Like we're from the same era, and it's crazy now to think of like, rappers coming out and they're just kind of like all they know is the internet. But you were sort of like, you were there a little bit before it, and then when it came out in like the blog scene, social media scene, like what was that like for you trying to develop as an artist, or even just like social media stuff to see that shit change so drastically?
Man, it was a fucking nightmare, man. It was beautiful, but the way that it happened, it was like, oh shit, hip hop is gonna die. You remember, like I remember Nas was doing Hip Hop Is Dead.
Yeah.
Everybody was on that wave, because it's like, I don't feel like you can have a real connection to music. And this is not taking away from the young kid, but like, did you ever go get a tape? Did you ever go to Best Buy or FYE or Sam Goody and peel the plastic off? Did you ever have a pulser? Did you ever grab Double XL? Did you ever grab the Source magazine? Did you ever get the Murder Dog? Did you ever watch Rap City? You know what I mean? Like, that type of shit was special as fuck to me. Like running home
Absolutely.
From school to watch 106 in Park, like Freestyle Friday, or Eminem's gonna be in the basement on Rap City's gonna fuck. I was so excited to see that shit. And then when social media, MySpace came, and the social wave came, and then the dance music wave came, and I think all of the rappers at that point were like, "What the fuck is going on?" It was like, so like trying to transition. I make a little profile. It wasn't that. It was never that. So it's different, but it was like you could connect to an audience faster. But that MySpace was crazy. That was crazy as shit. so many
MySpace
rappers.
The first.
Yeah, that was the first. MySpace was like the first for me too. And you could pin like songs to your profile, and that was like the big way that I would find.
Yeah, so if you would go to somebody's profile and music, it'd be 13 songs playing because people will post their music player on your page. You're like, this shit is a mess. And there's millions of rappers emerging from the depths of society. You're like, where the fuck did you guys come from? It's crazy. But I feel like what it did was it worked in, good music's benefit, because now when you're on like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you can weave through it. I weave through. You're like, okay, no, nah. Instead of like back then, we would, but I feel like that it's what do you call it? It's a gift and a curse, because back then, we have like one radio single, we wouldn't be able to preview the album. I think the only people that did that was MTV. They were like, go listen to the album at midnight before it hit stores. We do shit like that.
Yeah.
But back then we had the radio and we had the videos on VH1 or MTV or BET, and then we go to the fucking store and grab the album. We didn't just boom. You can preview the whole thing. I don't know if I like this. It kind of takes away from the surprise factor,
Yeah, that's great. I would always go and buy a CD for that one song, and then like never listen to another song on that album, and just play those two songs that I knew. The ones that I heard on. I'm sure if you were a BET like Rhapsody fan, I'm sure you stay up late and watch the uncensored.
Right.
Or what was it? The BET Uncut, where they would play like the Nelly Tip Drill video and shit.
Yeah. Uncut was the shit, man. I remember Ludacris had the pussy popping video. He had the pussy popping video, and then
Alec right now is
like, man,
he has no idea what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, not my day and age. But the question I want to ask you about that, though, do you think that benefits you in any way, being that you come from a different era of that, and then now you can obviously adapt to now? Like, do you feel like you can move a little bit better because you know kind of both eras now?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I really do, because one of my main artists that I look up to, man, is Royce the 5'9", and Royce the 5'9" to me is somebody who can embody the times. Like I look at people like him, I look at people like Tech, I look at people like, Crooked Eye. These are all people I was listening to in that era that can come into this era and dominate shit. You know what I mean? Like they see what's going on in hip hop and like, okay, that's what we're doing, or I can do that, but still do me, and they don't compromise who they are as artists. So me coming from that era, knowing you know, the foundations of hip hop, knowing the beauty of it, and you know, actually holding the shit to my heart. You know, like I got a love for it, not just, you know, I just wanted to rap and gang gang gang, that's all over my face and shit. You know, and I don't want to, you know, but it just seems like it's the thing to do. And you see interviews with some of these new cats, and they don't know who the fuck anybody is in hip hop, and I'm like, I don't think I would ever want to do anything I didn't know about. It's like me picking up a basketball right now. We go play 21, and you're like, yeah, you shoot the shot. You're like, MJ, and I'm like, who's that?
Right.
Yeah.
There is like weird characters that like that's their brand or that's kind of like their style, but then again, there is a lot of people that they don't really study like what they want to do, and it's very hard to make it like that, I guess.
I feel like when you have a love or an appreciation for something, you can tell. You can tell when Tech does it, and you could tell when, and you could tell with Pac. You could tell with all the greats, like they loved. There was a science to them. It was something that they would work on, something that they would, you know, sharpen their blade, something they really have passion for, not just, I'm going to wake up today and dye my fucking hair and I'm going to rap. Like, I don't know nothing about it, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump in, and I'm not going to salute the greats. I'm not going to pay homage. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to rap. And I feel like that's what a lot of shit that's out right now is, you know. But I salute anybody that, you know, is still carrying that blame. You know,
yeah.
Technically, Tech N9ne might be the first rapper to ever dye his hair. So
yeah, you know, but right. See, yeah, you know, and the thing that I loved about it was that, you know, his history in the motherfucking game was just it. You know, from the first thing I heard was the Angelic Sampler disc, and then we had a fucking, what's it called, Kazaa and LimeWire and shit. I forgot. Yeah. I was like, I fucking type in Tech N9ne and 100 songs pop up because I couldn't find them. I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but I want to find him. So I put them on my fucking CD, listening to my CD Walkman before I even seen what he really looked like. And I think I got like the Absolute Power DVD or something like that. And I seen like the little interviews he had on there and shit he was doing. I was like, this dude's dope. And he's different. You know, like I like the fact he's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm way the fuck over here. I don't sound like any of that. I'm doing this. And the shit he was talking about was different too, and it had a lot of substance to it. And a lot of people felt like it was dark just because of the imagery. And that's why people talk shit about me for listening to it. And now they double back like, oh shit, that's that guy you was listening to back then. I'm like, yeah, I told you. You know, but, you
that's
know,
crazy.
But
so like you sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, being a fan of his and stuff, you know, like looking him up on LimeWire, and now you're like, you know, on songs with him and stuff. I guess, what's that like for you? And also, like, how'd you initially get linked up with Tech?
Oh man, yeah, from the LimeWire days, man. Sorry, Tech, I stole some shit, but you know, I couldn't get to it, man.
You'll pay him back on tour.
Yeah, man. Yep. Was I? Yeah, so listening to it and being a big fan and having so much, you know, appreciation for what he does and everyone that Strange does, you know, from the beginning to now, it's mind-boggling. I don't even think it really set in yet. And for him to actually be a fan of my work is what fucked me up. You know, I met him. First time I met him, I was 15, and I was trying to open up for him, and I ended up getting to meet him, and it was like a little quick hi and bye, but I didn't really get to, you know, I was starstruck. I couldn't really talk to him, and the guy, Eric Hawk, used to be his agent. He's like, yeah, man, we're not going back here promoting music or anything like that. We're just going to say what's up, dude. Couple pictures. And that was the last time I saw him, and I sent some demos out to Blue Springs, in hopes that maybe they would hear it. But that was the first time I saw him. I was 15. I kept going. You know, fast forward, present day, I'm on tour. And I bump into Ritz. And I get invited to Ritz hotel room. And I'm up there freestyling. And he was like, he was like, you're dope as fuck, man. You know, thanking them and shit. And I give him a copy of like my album or something like that. And I guess Ritz was still on tour. After he finishes the tour, he links up with Tech N9ne, and he's like, there's this cat named ISO, man. You need to find him and fuck with him. So Tech was looking for me, and I didn't know this. So I'm on tour. I end up in Kansas City, and in pops the man himself. And I'm like, oh shit. So I go out back. I go out in the back, and he's like, he's like, nigga. You know, he walk up to me, he got his head stuck out, you know, and he's like, I'm a big fan, man. Or I forgot what he said. He said something like, I'm a fan, man. You got too much talent, man. Hell yeah. I'm man. Like at this point, I'm fucking.
You even sound like him.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I was fucked up in the head. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like Tech N9ne, you know. Saying he fucks with my music and he wants to check me out, and I got too much talent and put my number in your phone. Like that shit right there, that lit a fire up under me, man. Like for real.
How long ago was that?
I want to say, when was this? This might have been 2016. I think 2016. We were in Kansas somewhere. And
yeah, it's crazy to hear him talk about, like, to hear Tech talk about like you and Joey and JL and stuff, because he speaks so highly of all of you guys, and it's cool that, you know, even though Tech, with how big he is, how much money he's got, and this empire that he's built, that he's still fucking with younger guys and like still going out and kind of like finding talent like that is like something that I don't think Tech will ever not do. Yeah, you know.
Right. Yeah, I have a real appreciation for that, you know, because every time I talk to him, I'm like, man, because Tech just does certain shit. That's how I know he's a real cat, because he'll do certain shit that no one asks of him. Like, he'll share your shit on his page. I'm like, this motherfucker's a beast. Or he'll just do certain shit. Like, you know, we started hanging out and stuff, like, because I'm in Omaha, which is about like 2 hours away from Kansas. So he'll be like, hey man, come out to the mansion, dude, come eat. What you doing for Christmas? Or, because I go out there every year on my birthday. So like Worlds of Fun or some shit if I don't go like anywhere else. So we go out there and he's like, hey man, I know you're in town, come through. So it's my birthday. This motherfucker took me and my family to hang out with Bass Nectar and shit. And it was a dope ass concert. It's just, he just does shit. He just does shit naturally and, genuinely. And I was like, he's a real fuck. It was never just business with him. And that's what I really like. Like, Tech gets to know you on a personal level and exclude all the, the work shit. And then they get to work with you. We did all that before Bad Juju,
And speaking of like birthdays, I saw you were at his surprise birthday party. What's a party at Tech N9ne's crib like? Oh man, that shit was super dope. Yes, it was super dope. It was dope because his lady reached out to me and said she was putting together a little surprise party, and she's like, "Don't ruin it, don't tell Tech." So it was funny because I wonder if this was around the time we had did Bad Juju. But like before it, me and Tech were on the phone like every day. This was before he started moving around. He was just like working on the album. He was at home, so we'd talk every other day. So he was like, just talking and shit. And I'm literally talking to him as I'm in Kansas City, and he doesn't even fucking know. So it was funny as shit, man. And it was, it was a Halloween theme and all that. And it's funny, I dressed up as him from KOD. I had the tux on and shit, but like she decked the house out, fucking spider webs and just Halloween shit. It was super dope, man. It had like a little disco room in the fucking garage or something. It was real nice, man. A couple underground cats were there that I know. C-Mob was there. I don't think JL made it. Joey Cool came through. I don't know if Chris Calico made it. I don't think he came. I think he was doing something, but it was real dope, man. It was super dope. Did that make it easier to like record with him, or I guess start to work with him when you know him like that? Like, did that almost take the pressure off, like getting in the booth with him?
Oh, most definitely. Because what happened was he had hit me up out of nowhere, and it was like I was in Omaha at the time. He was in Kansas City. He called me. I'm like, "What's up, Tech?" He's like, "Man." I said, "What's up?" He said, I got one for us. And I'm like, "Oh, shit." Because I'm like, this is it. because we hadn't did anything yet. We had just talked about it. I was actually supposed to be on a song on the Storm called Need Jesus, but it didn't work out or something. Like, I think he had like a deadline and he had to hurry up and get it. Something happened to where I wasn't on that song, and it ended up being him, JL, and Stevie Stone, I believe. So when he hit me, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm ready. I'm amped. I've been ready. So he's like, I'm gonna send it to you, man. Listen to it and then call me back and let me know what you think. He sends Bad Juju over with just his verse on it. And did he have the hook on it? He did have the hook on it. So I listened to this shit for like an hour and I forgot to call him back. He was like, he called me, like, did you get the song? I said, oh shit, my bad. I've been over here listening to it. I was already writing in my head and trying to come up with like, how the fuck am I going to follow that, you know? So I was so excited to get my verse done. I recorded a voice note on my voice recorder on my phone, rapping. I sent it to him. And I was like, man, you want to get in the studio down here? I sent it to you. I'm trying to hurry up and get it done for you. He's like, no, I want you to come to Strangeland to do it. And I was like, oh, shit. So getting out there to,
pressure's
you know,
on.
I was like, yeah. So I got Strangeland, man. And being, you know, the engineer, man, he's super fucking dope. And he's quick as hell. He's probably the quickest engineers I've ever seen. So I go in there. It's crazy. Tech was literally supposed to be like, Tech was at Strangeland. He had to run and go like make a deposit or do something at his bank before his bank closed. So literally it was like a 30-minute round trip for him, right? So he's like, all right, I'll be back. As soon as he leaves, I step in the booth. By the time he gets back, I'm done. Mm-hmm. Like as he's walking in, I was already done. He was like, damn, you did that fast. I think it was like 2 takes I did. I think we went with the second take because I had more energy on the second take. But he was like, "Oh shit," you know. Mm-hmm.
Does Tech did he like ever say anything about your verse as far as like, oh, like you should try to do this or anything like that, or was he just rocking with it from the jump?
Oh yeah, he was rocking with it from the jump, which was crazy because you know I was on pins and needles about his response. Yeah. That was the way I was like, I'm gonna send, because I sent him the voice note. That's why I did it. I sent him a voice note, like what do you think of this? And he was like, he left me a voicemail. I think I missed his call, and he was like, that motherfucking verse, man. He was like, I played it for 7, and 7's like, hey man, can you send me that? That shit's dope, you know. So to hear that, you know, that he really, really liked it, like he liked it a lot. He was like, perfect, that's it. You killed that shit. We gotta get to the Strangeland and record that. I was like, okay, hell yeah, man, he's fucking with me. You know, I was glad I was able to deliver.
Yeah, well, congratulations on it. I mean, it got on UFC 3, so
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
the response is great and everything like that. One of the first singles that we dropped from Planet, like that's super dope for you.
Beautiful.
When did you find out that you were going to be on the Planet tour?
Oh,
was that like while you were doing Bad Juju, or does that come after?
We had discussed doing the tour prior. He's always talked about it. You know, he's always been like, man, I want to get you on like some of these shows, and, you know, on the road. So what happened was he ended up doing 2 shows out of nowhere. I'm trying to think like, damn, he really did do it. He might have got booked for 2 shows and just, you know, because I'm pretty sure everybody wants to book Tech. But he did a show in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Lawrence, Kansas, and he called me up and he said, I'm putting you on these shows, and Strange is going to take care of your hotels and all that. You know, just come out and kill shit. And I was like, holy shit. You know, I think it was I don't remember when it was. It was a few months ago. But it was dope as hell, man, because I've never got in front of no crowds like that before. You know, I've always been to the Tech shows, always been to the Strange shows. And there's a bunch of fucking thousands of people all the time. I've never rocked a crowd like that. So again, you know, anxiety strikes, and you know, fucking adrenaline strikes. And we kill it, you know, we kill it. In Lincoln, Nebraska, which was cool because that's it's 20 minutes out of my hometown.
Yeah.
So you know, a lot of people I was there. A lot of people I knew that was there. You know, they're like, holy shit, that's what's up. And then we did the show in Lawrence, Kansas, which was even better at the Granada Theater. I think it was something like, it was super dope. Then after that, he was like, I really want to get you on this tour. You know, and I think something happened to where they wanted to book, who's it, Dizzy Wright and Joyner Lucas. He said, we're going to try to go to the Dizzy Wright or Joyner Lucas, man, but I want to really see if I can get you on there. And it's funny as hell because Dizzy and Joyner just randomly decided to do a tour together. So it opened up more space. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta be on there now. But Travis, he was really looking at this cat, Just Juice. And I was thinking, like, okay, maybe they're gonna go to Just Juice cat. And Joey and Jay, Jay Trilogy. And I'll just, see him on the next round. Like I just kind of was going like, I don't know. But Tech will call me every day and like, I'm getting you on this fucking tour. I'm getting you on this fucking tour. So I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Whenever I see the flyer, man, I know it's real. So next thing you know, fucking Travis O'Glenn hits me. And that's how I knew it was real, man. We had like a 45 minute cut. I'm like, Travis calling me, I know it's real.
There's some business. Something business wise is gonna happen on that phone call.
So once he called, I was like, holy shit.
It's almost like the ultimate cosign from Tech, I feel like, because like of how important the live show is and his tours are. Like to get you on there is like the official, like, yo, I fuck with, and to be so adamant about it too. Like, and you know how much Tech cares about his live show, so that's almost like the ultimate cosign.
Right. It's an honor, man, for real.
So gearing up for it, like, how are you getting prepared for the tour? Are you doing anything like special? Are you just like, I don't know, like working out?
Hopefully ready for the marathon.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh man,
a lot of shows ahead.
Hell yeah, man. I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym every day. I do a lot of cardio. I do a lot of lifting as well. I'm just trying to eat healthier and just be healthier, period. And I know that once, just period, being on that road, that shit will eat you alive. Getting fucking winded and, the gas station diet. I never been on a Strange tour, so it might be a lot different. But I know when we were touring around in the fucking, we call it a Sprinter van, it's gas station diet, eat a lot of bullshit. And if I see another gas station, man, I could tell you about all the gas station food, the burritos that are good, the burgers, the shit you eat up in the microwave.
The ins and outs of it.
Yeah, man, survived off that shit.
Well, once you go on a Strange music tour, you'll be set for every other tour that comes ahead for you because, man, they don't do tours anymore like Tech does them. 61 shows.
Right.
You can be on one. Let's go to your shit that you've been dropping. I heard that you announced your newest project. I don't know if it's an album or mixtape, but Dementia.
Yeah, most definitely.
You just released, I guess, the first single off of it, which is Fam. Tell us a little bit about that track and the project itself.
Okay, yeah, the first single, it's called Fam, F-A-M, a.k.a. Forget About Me or Fuck Away From Me. And it's about pretty much what it says, fam. And it talks about being a local rapper and coming up and really not having a lot of people rocking with you. And then now all of a sudden, because I'm making noise, people are trying to double back and rock with me. So the first verse is kind of like, fuck away from me, and then, I go into the second verse. The second verse talks about like with a lot of the, the fame and the popularity, or just the numbers. I don't know. It's like weird to me. It's not fame. It doesn't set in. And so people are like, dude, you're fucking rocking with Tech N9ne, dude. Like, don't just accept it. But I'm sitting here. It's a lot of things that have happened as far as like falling out with friends and family and females just on weird shit because they see me standing next to these these fucking moguls. So there's been a lot of negativity that's been thrown my way from past rap situations to like I said, friends, family, outsiders, newcomers, insiders, to where I did a song where I was like, well, if you don't want to be happy for my, my ascension. You don't want to be positive towards what I'm doing or supportive of what I'm doing, especially if I'm doing something good for my family. Get the fuck away from me. And that's what that song was about. But
I saw it was self-produced. Like, do you often produce for your own music or like for your own raps, or what went into that decision?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I've produced all my own albums, self-produced every single track on them. You know, yeah, I taught myself how to make beats in, I want to say 2005. I had a bad experience with stealing beats off the internet, and I said I'll never go through that shit again. Like it was a SoundClick. We steal beats off SoundClick, and go perform to them. And one day I'm getting ready to perform, and somebody set before mine. They hop on stage with the same beat.
Oh no!
And I was like, yeah. I said, oh well, shit. I'm gonna have to make my own beats. Like, I'm gonna make my own.
That was a positive then. A negative turned positive, I guess.
Yeah. There's still beats. Try to still the hardest beats I could find, man. And I had a song I was like a single. I was about to push this shit as a single. And somebody got on stage and the fucking beat drops, and I'm like, hey, they got my show set. No, they didn't. It was his show set, you know. So I was like, fuck it, I need to learn how to make beats. I don't want to steal beats or lease beats, you know. So I did it, you know.
You think that makes you a better writer, or just kind of like you finding your flows and stuff, like you producing your own?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to think. What it is like when I'm writing now, I could literally formulate the whole beat around what I'm trying to do. Or I'll have an idea in my head, like me, because it's like having a producer ear and a rapper ear at the same time. It's fucking crazy because you know it's like I feel like Albert Einstein or somebody, all this shit going on in my head. But like I'll hear a beat in my head, like I'll hear a song, like you know, like I'll hear something, I have like a melody, then I'll hear like a hook in my head or a concept. I'll hear the drums. It's like, imagine if you could think of right now, the top of your head, like, let me just create a dope song in my head. Like, would it be a dope idea for a song? You know, it'd be a dope twist on the song. Oh, okay, cool. So how would the beat sound? What would I say over it? I'll hear all of that in my head, and I'll literally make it into, you know, I'll manifest it, you know.
Do you normally go through that process before you start working, or do sometimes you just start making beats and that's just how it happens?
Oh, yeah, sometimes I'll just be messing around and then something might happen, definitely. But, you know, a good portion of the time I'll dwell on the thought. Like I might hear a sample or something like, oh, I can flip that into this, and, ooh, I'll do this with this, you know what I mean? So it's like some days I'll start with the beat, or some days I'll just start with, like, you know, the writing.
Going back to your project, Dementia, do you have any like features, or you said that one's produced fully by you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
On Dementia, I have a Daylight on there, the battle rapper from California. I have Ritz on there, Strange Music. I have Tech N9ne on there, Strange Music. I was supposed to have Brother Lynch on there. I'm still waiting to hear back. Who else? I got my guy Cash Pizzo on there, aka King Cash, who's my partner on stage. Who else do I have on there? I have a singer by the name of Mimi Grace, and my cousin that got me into rapping, Mario Snake Lucci, he's on there as well.
Nice. Cool. Do you have a date for it yet, or are you still piecing it together?
Oh, I don't have a date for it yet, but it'll like real soon, definitely within the next couple months for sure.
Okay. You think you'll be performing some of those tracks on tour?
Oh yeah, certainly. Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, we'll be looking forward to it. If there's anything you want to say, get off your chest. Like you said, you're going to be on the Planet Tour. Go listen to Bad Juju, new project Dementia. If there's anything we left out, go ahead and plug it.
Oh man, I just want to thank you guys for this opportunity. You know, send much love to, you know, Independent Grind. Much love to Strange Music. Much love, you know, to anybody that's been supporting me, especially now when it really counts. Everybody that tuned in, you know, much love. Just King ISO. Fuck with me.
This is the genius, Chris Calico. Cali, baby. Letting you know you're tuned into Tech N9ne's Independent Grind on Dash Radio. Omaha.